Next, what you want to do is you should use a tap. Actually, do this. It's not the proper use of a tap with a drill because it could really mess things up. But my drill has a setting that it can go to screw and slow, so that I can drill this, or I can tap this very slow. And you take your tap and you want to get it started. Like I said, this is not the proper way to do it, but there we go. Let's just double check and make sure that the screw does fit. You take your 1032 screw. Just make sure that it tightens down. You can use, I guess, whatever size you want. If you want to use a smaller or a big one, go for it. It's tight. Take it back out. Focus there. We'll take our ballast again. And our bracket. Hook it back up in there, like so. See, it's a nice little frame over here, so it won't go forward and backwards or side to side because the bracket's keeping it from going side to side. And your ballast is now in. Snug. It's nice. Now we're going to take the headlight. So right here, move all your wiring out of the way as best you can. There's a lot of wires here. This is to your halos and your LEDs. Now, if you can see the headlight, you want to remove the piece of paper that covers your side light. Remove the piece of paper that covers your turn signal. Take your turn signal, put it in place. It is what's called keyed, so you can't mess up where it goes. We want to tighten that in. The side light. This is also keyed, so you put it in place. It's the same thing. Next, what you want to do, now that you have the turn signal and the parking light all installed, the last remaining wire is the one that came from the original headlight. You want to plug the existing wire, can you see the whole wire, from the new headlamp into the connector that came from the truck to the old headlamp. Snaps right in, not a problem. Then you want to take the wiring from this shroud that came with the new headlamp, and you want to pull these actually through. It would have been smarter to pull them through before we crimped them, but I forgot that step. Now that the shroud is removed, we'll set the shroud aside for later. We're going to come back to that in a few seconds. The wire that we used earlier, that we put the quick connects on, go ahead and connect those. At this point, you can take this in now and connect it to your ballast. Your ballast has a plus for positive and on the bottom side is negative. Make sure you connect them right. Now we have this all connected. Move that aside. Back to the shroud. The shroud should cover the exposure where your lamp is, your HID headlamp. So what we're going to do is I'm going to widen the holes that we removed the first wire from, and I'm going to put these through there. In order to do that, I'm going to use a pair of needle nose pliers. Take the shroud, and I'm going to stick it in to the hole that was exposed, and as you see, I'm going to expand this, and then I'm going to take one of the wires and push it through the expanded hole. This takes some time and it's a little bit hard. If you want to, you can cut it to do whatever you want to do, but I'm a real weird guy with exposure to the wires and everything, so I want to make sure that I have a tight crimp on there. Now that the cables are pulled through the shroud, rubber boot, whatever you want to call it, different names, different people, pull it down and cover the light. Boot in place, the rubber is covered good. I'm going to take a little bit of silicone and put it on the end of each one of these wires. And I don't want any exposure to moisture at all. Now that we have that all, we're going to take the other end of the ballast and we're going to go ahead and connect the HID. Connected. Everything's connected. Ready to go. Silicone good. All right. Okay, now we're going to take the halo lamps and the LED lights. We're going to work with these. Now, we're going to take all the positive wires from each one of these. First, I'm going to take the LED lights and I'm going to twist these two together. Okay, these are the positive end of the LEDs. We're going to work with the positive first, then we're going to deal with the negative on each one. Now I'm going to take the positive wires for the halo, and we're going to twist these two together. Okay, So you should have the positive wires from the halo and the positive wires from the LEDs all twisted together. I'm going to take one of our taps here, our wire taps, and we're going to put this in there in the harness like so. And we're going to take, that's the two positive wires, and we're going to take one of the positive wires for the halo. You don't need both, because we're going to tap into one, because in the end these are going to the parking lights. Close it down like so. Then you want to take your needle nose pliers. Make sure that sits into place good, because you don't want to mess this wire up. Sorry, it's hard to do it and film at the same time, so I'm running into a little bit of problem here. These are tight, real tight. Cut through the wires and crimp down on there. Close that. These latch. I'm going to use these needle nose to make sure they're on there good. Now all your positive leads should be connected to one line. One line. We're going to do the same thing with the negative leads. Twist them together. Take the halos. Negative leads. Twist them together. Stay.